What would the next level per se look like for you?
Well, I'm going to bifurcate that into voiceover and acting. For voiceover, that means doing what I'm doing now and doing more of it. In other words, I want to provide auditions good enough that when they give them to the client is even more likely than they are now to say, let's use that guy, Stark. So more of those top spots that I'm already getting, but more of them from agents and my manager. And on the film side, what that really looks like is I want to be able to get great opportunities for on-screen work. And then I don't live in LA, but I'm willing to travel to LA, New York, London, anywhere I need to go, anytime I need to go. I want to be able to create the connections so that casting director or an acting specific agent or my existing manager or whatever will say to me, hey, Stark, on Tuesday, I need you to be in Los Angeles for this role. This is the most exciting part of my career. I mean, I've done some things in my life. I've been in 100 countries on multiple continents, and I've had an exciting life. But honestly, this is the most fun I've ever had. So, I don't know. It says I'm in the right profession. There's this concept of being, engaged in your work or actively engaged in your work. The corollary to that, though, is being disengaged or actively disengaged in your work. And we all know people. I know people, you know people. They go through the motions in their job. They get up and they go, okay, I got to go to my job, and I do my job, and I make my way through my day. And maybe while I'm on a conference call, I'm also tidying up the house, doing other things or whatever.
I just work here.
It's not my job, blah, blah, blah. We all know what that's like. And we all have been in that situation, being disengaged or actively disengaged in our work. And that's sad, not only because your employer isn't getting productivity out of you, but because it's not fun. It's not fun for the individual. You want to do things in your life if you are lucky enough to be able to. And I recognize many people in the world don't have this luxury, so I do not take this for granted. If you are blessed enough that you can do what you choose to do and want to do, which I am, you should do it, and you should do it with gusto, and you should lean in every day. That's what I'm trying to do. And even in our industry, I want to be one of the hardest working, most dedicated people you can possibly be. Every morning I get up and I ask myself the same question. What am I going to do today that would not happen in my absence? It will make the world and my life better. I ask myself that every day. In the context of this, I'm going to get up every morning and ask myself, what am I going to do today to make the life of actors, casting directors, producers, coaches, anybody, what am I doing today to make their lives easier and more productive for us both? That's what I'm going to take away, and I will take that away. Yes.
What are your plans after Showcase?
One of the very first things I will do post-Showcase is I will write personalized notes to everybody who was there. I will thank them for their help, their participation. They're all the coaches and producers and directors, they're all very busy people. I want to be respectful of that. I want to show my appreciation. So as I always do in any conference, in any meeting, anywhere, I will write them a very personalized note demonstrating that I was listening and paying attention to what they said. Probably ask them follow-up questions to keep the conversation going. What I will not do is sell myself. Nobody wants to be sold like that. I can't tell you, this must happen to you too. On LinkedIn, just as an example, 10 times a day, somebody writes me a note, somebody who doesn't know me, and says, hey, Todd, I saw your profile on LinkedIn and you look like a fascinating human being. And boy, your career has been wonderful. And I'd like to show you the products that I can sell you. And it'll only cost you $10,000 a day for 10 years. I'm like, who are you? What are you doing? Nobody likes that. And for the same reason, and of course that's a ridiculous example, but for the same reason, I wouldn't want to write a casting director and right off the bat say, hey, cast me in this role. I understand the power of being assertive. I understand that. But I also want to be respectful, and I want my craft to speak for itself. If I do a good job in my voice and on-screen work there, I will write them, I will start the dialogue going, and they'll reach out if they want me. When I was at Solvis this last year in December. A casting director reached out in person, came up to me and said, "Hey, I really like your voiceover stuff. I want to talk to you about some acting stuff," and invited me out for coffee. I didn't ask for this. I didn't know this person. Asked me out for coffee to talk to me about what on-screen roles might look like. And what this casting director said to me was, "I think you'd be a really good fit for certain kinds of roles based on your age and your profile and your, physiognomy. You'd be a good fit. You, Todd Stark, please reach back out to me sometime in the first half of 2025, and let me talk about some roles that might be a good fit for you on camera." I'm like, great. So one of the other things I will do after this in reaching out to all those people is I will also reach out to this casting director. I'm going to have a whole host of follow-ups immediately following this showcase to move me toward that proverbial next level that we talked about earlier. I never wake up in the morning and say, what am I gonna do today? How am I gonna move my life forward? I've never said that a day in my life. And I guarantee you, Ryder, that right after this showcase, I will be a busy boy working on the next steps.